This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us. I'm 17's Maddie Jansen in today for Elena Rusk, and we begin with holiday travel news. A deep Arctic freeze and powerful storm are crippling travel across much of the country. So far today, we've seen thousands of flights canceled just as families try to make it home for the holidays. The swirling, powerful storm causing dangerously cold temperatures from the northern plains all the way to the south. In Chicago and Kansas City, conditions felt like 30 below zero with a dangerous wind chill. In Bismarck, North Dakota, a bone-crunching 55 below zero. Perhaps the biggest shock hitting the usually mild south with rare hard freeze warnings triggered along the Gulf Coast. What forecasters are calling a once-in-a-generation winter storm is bringing record snowfall, wind gusts, and power outages to much of the country as families huddle together for their holiday celebrations. That is, if they can get there. Before Christmas, 80,000 cars are circling the LAX terminal, dropping off. A lot of airlines are offering travelers the option to change their flights without any fees because of all of the issues. So sad. We even heard some people saying that they just scrapped their trip altogether because it was going to be cut so short, and now they're going to spend the holidays at home instead of at grandma's house. 17 News is your local election headquarters. The recount in the Central Valley's razor-thin 16th Senate District race wrapped up its second day yesterday. Republican candidate David Shepard fell short of Democratic incumbent Melissa Hurtado by less than 24 votes in November, prompting Shepard to request a recount in all 4 counties. The person asking for the recount can request what they want to review. From our observation, interested parties on both sides were looking mainly at ballots that were rejected because of a signature issue. Those parties then decide whether they want to challenge the county's decision on those ballots. No word yet on when Kern's recounting process will be finished. 3 people have been killed and 4 others wounded in Paris in a shooting that targeted a Kurdish cultural center. The motive for the mass shooting remains unclear at this time. Authorities say a 69-year-old man believed to be the gunman was wounded and arrested. According to French officials, the suspect is known to police. The shooting happened on a busy street with shops and restaurants near a major train station. Anti-terrorism officials are investigating. A little closer to home, we are learning more about who was on board that small plane that crashed on the beach just south of the Santa Monica Pier yesterday afternoon. The former mayor of Santa Monica, Mayor Rex Minter, was killed. The crash was all caught on camera. The plane, described as a Cessna, crashed shortly after takeoff from the Santa Monica airport, landing upside down near the waterline. The pilot was transported to a local hospital where his condition remains unknown. No one on the beach was hurt. Well, the Los Angeles Police Department is warning its own not to drink and drive. The department's Professional Standards Bureau has issued a memo following the arrest of 7 officers in recent days. The LAPD says half of the arrests involved officers who had a blood alcohol level of more than twice the legal limit. Some were involved in crashes that resulted in injuries. The LAPD called the arrest a substantial and sudden increase. And meantime, California Highway Patrol will be out in full force this holiday weekend looking for suspected drunk drivers and anyone not obeying traffic laws. CHP says 28 people were killed across the state in crashes last year just during the Christmas maximum enforcement period. Officials say travelers need to slow down, buckle up, and never drive impaired. Maximum enforcement begins this evening and it runs through Christmas night.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OB/GYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
Netflix will start cracking down on password sharing at the start of 2023. According to insiders, the streaming service will begin allowing only those living in the same household to share an account and will charge a few extra bucks to add any additional households. The exact policy and how it will be enforced remains unclear, but it is expected Netflix will use IP addresses to track password sharing and shut it down unless the user chooses to pay the additional fee. 17 Court Watch this afternoon. The parents of a young man and girl killed by an alleged impaired driver are suing the Greenfield Union School District. The suit filed by the parents of 19-year-old J.J. Malone and 10-year-old Kaylee Brown alleges the area where the two were hit was used as a bus stop despite being located on a high-speed, heavily traveled roadway. Malone and Brown were waiting for their younger brother on December 8, 2021, when a car went up on the sidewalk and hit them. A hearing for the lawsuit is set for April. Lisa Kaur, the driver of the car, is charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder. Her trial has been scheduled for February. A biker gang member has pleaded no contest to voluntary manslaughter in the 2019 stabbing death of a man affiliated with the Hells Angels. Records show Russell Vanoy pleaded no contest yesterday to a gang charge, and 2 felony assault charges were dismissed. On February 16th of 2019, Vanoy and another man fought with Michael Mickey Smash Morales at the downtown bar Guthrie's Alley Cat. Morales suffered a stab wound and died. Vanoy faces 6 years in prison at his sentencing in February. All right, we are all going to be with our families this Christmas Day, so we will not have any normal newscasts on Sunday, but we will still be on TV with our favorite stories from this past year. So even better, really, there's going to be a lot of things to give you a smile and a laugh and hopefully leave you inspired about this place we call home. Bob Price kicks off our Christmas Day coverage with a 30-minute special called Where We Live. We look back at some of the great stories that show how special of a place this county is. Then later that morning, I'll share some of my favorite stories over the past year. Plus, I'm cooking up something special up in the kitchen, even with an invited guest, my mom, up there with me. And then we'll have some more stories from 17's Michaela Armstrong and Marco Torres. At 2 p.m., our entertainment expert, Rick Bentley, has a look back at the best films and shows from 2022. And then it's Bourbon with Bob, as he gives us a lesson on the Bakersfield Sound. Taylor Schaub will have one final FFX of 2022, and then Where We Live re-airs Sunday night at 11. And remember, there are a lot of events happening around Kern County, plus chances to volunteer and make a difference and really get in the giving spirit this holiday season. You can head to our website, kget.com, to check out all of the holiday events, from giveaways to light shows.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.